Hello and welcome back to my nail corner. How are you guys doing today? Drop me a comment, let me know. What's up with you? What's new? What are you doing? Do you have Halloween plans? Are people making Halloween plans this year, doing parties and trick-or-treating? I don't know, my kids are 5 and 7 and I kind of explained to them that I don't think most people still want, germs knocking on their door. I don't know, I feel bummed for the kids. I think I'm gonna let them sit out front with a bowl of candy, and then whatever they don't hand out, I'll let them keep. That'll probably satisfy them. My sweet little 7-year-old son, he's like, I have more fun handing out candy than I do getting it. So he's a little sweetheart, and I like to reward that kindness. Anyway, all of that to say, here comes another Halloween mani. Kind of subtle Halloween. If you saw the thumbnail, you know what's coming. But I had seen this inspiration, oh my gosh, years ago on Pinterest. I'll drop the little picture in here of the inspiration, and you've probably seen it too. It's awesome. I don't know. I think it's awesome, and I've always loved it, and then I have to recreate that, and I don't know why it's taken me this many years to just go for it. But I am glad I waited till now because I have this perfect color from Virgo and Gem. It's like the perfect red for this mani. At first I was doing it and I was like, ooh, I don't know, maybe it has like a little bit of an orange undertone, and I didn't know if that's what I was going for. But watch when I get into the second dip how rich this red becomes. And then I think it turned out like flawless match to the inspiration when I was done. So anyway, I'm going to walk you through the steps in a minute here, but first I'm just going to do 2 basic dips of this color. So hang out with me while I do that, and I'll be back in a minute. so now we're going to get into the fun part. And for that, I'm going to need my clear base, and this is my double dip clear, my fave clear. And I'm going to use their solid black, which is Black Like My Heart, and that came in the Halloween kit, but is also available on their website. Don't forget that Kate25 gets you 25% off at Double Dip, and their 2-ounce jar of clear is like $14.99 before the discount. How amazing. Anyway, so I am going to dip into clear and then tap on that color. And when I say tap on, I don't mean like a tap ombre, I mean like kind of pat it on. And I started particularly gentle because Virgo and Gem's base is a little bit slow drying, which is why it was perfect for this mani. And it's also nice and thin because I knew I was going to do 2 dips of color, then I was going to do this ombre action and then clear cap it to protect it while I was buffing. So Virgo and Gem's base was flawless for this because it's so nice and thin in its application. So after I was like pretty confident that the base was fairly dry, I got a little bit, not aggressive, but like a little bit more aggressive than just like very gentle tapping, and started kind of rubbing it on a little bit like a scrub ombre. So you start out kind of just getting it on there. Honestly, I was doing it a lot more with this first finger because I wasn't sure how well it was staining, and I was worried that when I like brushed off the excess powder it wasn't going to be dark enough. But oh my gosh, this Black Like My Heart stained so well. I was super impressed, and it only needed the one application of the black and it was like flawless as to what I was looking for out of this mani. So super impressed with the pigment of Black Like My Heart by Double Dip. Look at that. I will give you a couple minutes to just watch me do this application, but it's that simple. So the reason I opted not to tap ombre these colors or just scrub onto the red was because red is a darker color, obviously not darker than black, but it's darker than like white. And so when you dip in clear, your black is then staining the clear, not clear pigment, because obviously there's no pigment in clear. It's staining the clear powder, and that I was like, I in my mind I was like, that will stain better than staining red with black, and it did. It worked really well, and I was super happy with how this turned out, and I wanted to wear it for a really long time, but I only got a couple days out of it before I had to move on to my next one. But I highly recommend trying this, you guys, if you like this look. It was super easy to execute, and I loved it so much. So I'm going to finish up this application and come back to chat with you guys a little bit about top coat at the end there. So hang in there and I will be back. So I have activated, and then I went and filed and shaped and buffed. Honestly, there wasn't a ton of filing and shaping and buffing to do because this just applied really, really nicely. I was super pleased with this mani, if you can't tell already. So I'm activating again, and while I'm activating, I'm thinking, do I want this to be glossy? Did the inspiration picture have glossy nails, or were they matte? And so I actually went back and looked, and I was like, they're matte, and I want them to be matte. They looked good matte. So I didn't really need the second activator, but there I am with my top coat going like, nope, never mind. I don't want glossy top coat. So I called an audible. If you're a football fan, you'll get that reference, and if not, I'm sorry. It just means I changed directions mid-mani, and I decided to go with a matte top coat. So you will have this one limited time opportunity to see this mani with a glossy look, because obviously when I put on this is my Virgo and Gem gel base, you will see what this would look like glossy, which in all honesty I also thought was stunning. I'm not being complimentary to myself. I swear I'm not that conceited. I just thought that it turned out really well, and if this was on anyone else's nails, I would have loved it just as much. And when I did the glossy look, I was like, ooh, that's pretty too. So I really think you could rock this either way and love it. I mean, you could go half the week glossy and then switch over to matte. I don't know, like mix it up, get 2 manis out of 1. So I'm gonna let you guys watch me apply my gel base and then top. Again, if you haven't heard me say it before, you're probably new here, so welcome and thank you for watching. And if you like this content, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Those things help me out tremendously at little to no effort of your own. So if you're new here, you haven't heard me say that if you're having any peeling issues with a gel top coat, I highly recommend applying a gel base before a gel top coat over dip powder. And I never see any gel top peeling when I do this. So highly recommend, give it a try if you're having that issue. And there is what it looks like glossy. Pretty, isn't it? I liked it. Anyway, I'm going to finish up with my matte top coat and I'll be back in a minute. I love that magical moment when you come out of the lamp with a matte top coat, and it really is like magic to me that it turns matte. So that was Triple D Dip's new matte top coat. I love it. I highly recommend you try it if you're in the market for one. And as per usual, I'm finishing up my mani with my Candi skincare Cuticle Candi. This is Sweet Spells. It's my favorite, and I have a couple new ones on the way, and I will tell you about them when they come. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you try out this look. If you do, make sure you tag me so I can see it. And thanks again for joining me. I really appreciate you guys and coming and watching and hanging out with me all the time while I do my manis. And I hope you've got some fun Halloween looks out of these. I have one more coming at you, and then we will move on from Halloween and maybe get into some Thanksgiving vibes. So have a great day, and I'll see you in my next vid. Bye now.